then we'll all meet on the mat in child's pose this morning. So we're going to go ahead and bring our big toes together, sinking our hips towards our heels. And as our hips go towards our heels, we'll extend those arms and rest our heart down towards the ground. If you need to wiggle your body before making your way there, wiggle the body back and forth and then begin to slither and rest the body down to the ground. As you take this full breath in through your nose, allow the abdomen to expand. And as you exhale, open mouth, sigh, release, and let that breath go. We've got two more just like that. Big, giant breath in through the nose. And then as you exhale, that big open mouth sigh, letting that breath go. Last one, full belly breath in. Back is expanding, low abdomen is wide, and we'll exhale, release, and decompress it all back down towards the earth. Softening the features of our face, we create a big O with our mouth, and then relax the jaw, soften those eyes within the eye sockets. We'll take our tongue, licking the lips and sealing them towards one another, really soft. So it's just a soft kiss from upper and lower lip. Go ahead and constrict the back of the throat and begin breathing in and out of your nose. Drag that breath across that constriction as you inhale and exhale through your nostrils. If your shoulders, your back are tender, bend those elbows. Let your hands slide towards your body instead, or maybe stack the hands or the palms and rest your forehead down on that space. If your head is down on the ground or even just resting on those palms, begin to rock your head right side to left side. Enjoy the inhales as they enter the body and feel that sense of release and gratitude as you let that breath go. You can continue that movement back and forth if it feels right, but if at any point it doesn't, just find stillness. And if movement is what your body is craving, then let it have that for this moment. But only when you decide it's time. Let's go ahead and all find stillness, aligning the vertebrae, so the crown reaching forward, the shoulders shrugging back, the hips towards our heels, the breath full. And then the exhale, we release it. If you haven't already scanned your body, scan your body, whether it's from fingertips to toes or in that reverse order, or from the outside looking inward and then inward looking outward. Take note, no judgment though, always with love. Be appreciative of where you are, who you are. Setting an intention for our practice today. You always have that road. It's open for your needs. It could be gratitude, love, peace, strength. Whatever you decide on though, as you draw this next breath in, pull it in fully. Maybe even feel the body lift up. And as you exhale, open mouth, sigh, release, and let that breath go. As you take your next inhale, lift the heart, keep the hips towards the heels. Keep those palms extended towards the top of the mat. And as we exhale, we'll walk our hands towards that top right corner. We'll rotate the left side of our body down towards the right so that we can stack that left palm on top of the right. And then bow your chest down onto this right thigh or somewhere neutrally into the earth. Your ears are along the same plane as your biceps if it feels comfortable. If it doesn't, then lift your head up a little bit or bend those elbows. Take a full breath in here, extending through your fingertips. And as you exhale, melt the chest, send this left hip towards this back left corner. One more big breath in here. Big sigh as you let it go if necessary. And then inhale, we lift up, walking our hands to center, and we'll exhale. Take those palms over towards that top left corner, stacking that right hand on top of the left now, rotating the right rib cage down towards the ground and to the left side of the room. Constricting that back of the throat if you've lost that constriction, allowing the connection of the pelvic floor muscle or the perineum muscle to engage. A breath in through the nose, shoulders away from the ears. And as we exhale, we bow it down. One more big breath in, and that big breath out. Inhale, press into the palms, walk your hands back towards center. Exhale, slip the hips a little further towards the heels as you find that long extension in this child's pose. On your next breath in, begin to lift the heart up, slide those palms towards your body so that you can lift the hips up towards tabletop position. Bring those knees down to the mat, begin to wiggle the frame from the right side of the room to the left side of the room, and any additional movement that your body may be craving. Honor yourself in every movement and every breath. Connect with the mind, connect that breath with the body. And then find stillness. As we find stillness, we're all tucking the toes under and we're slipping the hips towards the back to stretch the bottom of our feet and possibly the Achilles tendon. If this is too much for you, slide forward. If this is not enough for you, you'll breathe in. And then you'll exhale, roll those little pinky toes out to the edges of your mat. That gives you a little bit more. On the inhale, you can lift back up, rolling the big toes towards the center. On that exhale, release the toes if you need a little more, once more towards the corners. Inhale, coming back to center. Last time, if you want to do this or finding where it feels appropriate for you, exhale, those little toes roll out towards the edges. On your next breath in, you roll the toes back in, you slide the weight of the body forward, lift the feet if you'd like, a couple of circles with your ankles in each direction. And then take the tops of your feet and press them or pat them into the mat just to bring back circulation or that fluidity through the blood. Pause when you're ready. Lift your right wrist off the mat, a few circles with that right wrist in one direction and then the opposite direction. And now you're going to take the back of your hand, fingertips pointing towards your knee, closer towards your knee. The back of the hand goes on the mat, a soft bend of this right elbow. You can exhale, send the hips back so that you can begin to lengthen or release the forearm. If you've been on your computer or texting quite a bit, this may feel good. It could be a little bit intense, so just make sure you're honoring yourself. Bringing the thumb and the fingers towards one another, that might add a little more of a sensation if you need it. One more breath in, one last breath out. On that inhale, work the weight of the body forward once more, release that right wrist, a few circles in each direction. And now flip your palm out towards the opposite side so that your thumb points out to that right edge. Palm is down on the mat, fingers towards your knee, soft bend of the elbow. Exhale, work the hips back once more. If you need to bend the elbow a little more generous, bend that elbow a little generous. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out of the nose. Some people like to wiggle or create little circles. That's up to you if it feels right. And if not, just stay still. One last breath in, one last breath out. On our next inhale, slide forward, release that right wrist, a few circles, and we'll repeat on that left side. So lift the left hand off the mat, just a couple of circles to get that movement. Back of the hand down on the mat, a breath in, and then you can exhale, send the hips back. Keep a soft bend in this left elbow. If it feels okay, bring your fingers towards your thumb. Breathing in through the nose and out of the nose. Last inhale here and last exhale. And then inhale, slide forward, release the wrist, flip the palm so that now the thumb is out to that left edge, fingertips towards your knee, a soft bend of that left elbow, and exhale, send the weight of the body back. Breathe in fully, and if you need movement, take that movement or find that stillness. One last breath in, one last breath out. Then inhale, sliding forward, release the left wrist, a few circles with your wrist, palms go down to the mat, stacking on all fours, the shoulders shrug away from our ears. We curl our toes under and we'll inhale, drop the belly down, retracting those shoulders, lifting the heart up as high as it permits. And then exhale, your feet press into the mat. You grip into the earth as you dome your spine up towards the sky. Inhale for that cow pose, belly is engaged. So that means that navel is connected towards the spine. Exhale, catting it up. Not necessarily that you have to tuck the chin hard towards the chest, but your head is definitely pointing down. Last one, inhale, cow pose. Use the full expression of your breath and then exhale, catting it back up. On your next breath in, neutralize your spine. Work those knees back towards one another, tucking your right toes under. On your inhale, extend that left leg behind you. As that left leg goes behind you, walk your left hand a little closer towards the center of the mat and extend that right hand forward like you're shaking someone's hand. If your shoulder reached up towards your ear, pull that shoulder away from your ear. Draw a full belly breath in here and then exhale, pull the elbow and the knee in towards your heart. Modification, inhale, lengthening, the palm can stay on the mat for that modification. Exhale, knee comes in, elbow comes in. Inhale, reaching nice and long. Exhale, last time, pull it in. And then inhale, we'll extend nice and long. And as we exhale, we'll lower the palm down. Cross this left foot over towards the right side. Squeeze your thighs and exhale, look over the shoulder. Press your left hip towards that left side. Breathe in through your nose. Feel that length through this left heel as you exhale that breath. On your next breath in, looking forward, sliding this left foot directly behind you. As this left foot comes directly behind you, the right toes hook to the right edge and take that side plank as you anchor through your right palm and lift that left arm up. Left fingertips now reach towards the top end of your mat. You'll pull the shoulder away from the ear. One more inhale here and that exhale here. Then inhale, the arm goes up. And if you'd like, lift and float that left leg off the ground. Curl the heel in towards the body, reach back, grab that ankle, or tuck the knee in and slide your hand down the leg to grab if you'd like. Otherwise, hand on the hip. A full breath in here. Kneecap extends away from the body, crown as well. Another inhale here. And you'll let that breath go. On your next breath in, release, extend the arm and the leg, blade of the foot goes down. Sweep your hand around, rotate the hips to point forward, lift the left leg in a few circles in each direction with this left knee. Work that knee back down to the mat, wiggle those hips back and forth, tops of your feet on the mat, slip the hips back, not for child's pose, but to allow our bodies to come into roller coaster cat-cows. So on an inhale, bend those elbows, pull them in, sliver the heart forward, lift it up. Exhale, dome your spine, cat it back, send the hips back. Inhale, roll forward, feel that retraction of your shoulders. Exhale, feel the protraction as you rotate out and back. Last one, inhale, grip, 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 lift, lift, lift. Exhale, dome as high as you can, slide it all the way back. And then inhale, we'll neutralize. As we neutralize, the knees come together, tucking those left toes under. Now that right leg goes behind you. As the right leg goes behind you, right hand closer to the middle of the mat, a soft bend of the elbow, extend and straighten your left arm forward or keep that palm down, your choice. Breath in, core tight. Exhale, pull it all in. Inhale, take it long. Exhale, pull it all in. Inhale, take it long. Last time, exhale, pull it in. And then inhale, we extend long, releasing that left palm down. Cross your right foot over towards the left side. As you squeeze those thighs, you'll look over the shoulder. A breath in. Feel your heel extending and reaching back as you exhale. One more breath in. One more breath out. And then inhale, gaze to the top of your mat. Slide your right foot behind you. Hook the left toes to the left edge and take that side plank pose. As we come into our side plank on our knee, extend and reach up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, those right fingertips come towards the top end of your mat. A breath in, pressing through the blade of your foot. A breath out. And then inhale, the arm goes up. And if you'd like, once more, float and lift that right leg off the earth. Pointing the toes, curling the heel towards the body to reach back, or the knee in towards the chest so that you can connect. Hand on the hip, modification, keep your foot down, modification. Allow yourself to find where it feels best. Take a full breath in. Let that breath go. One more. Let that breath go. On our next inhale, release, extending the arm and the leg, blade of the foot down. Rotate that right hand back and down. Spin the hips around. Lift and float that right leg off the earth. A few circles with this right knee in each direction. And then go ahead and return the knee down to the mat. Anything that you need, lifting the wrists, wiggling those hips, you go there. But when you're ready, curl your toes under, work the hips back, lift those knees off the mat, tilt your hips up as you exhale into an inverted V. In this inverted V, or our downward facing dog, begin to march and paddle your feet out back and forth. Lift the hips up towards the sky like a peak. Press the heart towards the thighs, hollow out those armpits, and then we'll find stillness. As we find stillness, we'll draw a breath in. We'll let that breath go. Let the head get heavy. On our next inhale, lifting those heels, bending those knees, press your heart towards your thighs. You're going to slowly begin to take that gaze forward. Just look forward. Stay strong as you grip into the pads of your fingers. On an inhale, you start to look at your knees. You begin to straighten your legs, and you'll exhale, tilt the hips up for downward facing dog. You're doing that 2 more times. Inhale, heels high. Exhale, knees bend, heart towards the thighs. Look forward, nice and slow. Let that breath go. Inhale, straighten those legs, tilt the hips up. Exhale, downward dog. Last time. Inhale, lifting up, bending those knees. The hips stay high, the heart presses back. You can look forward once more. Continue to look at those toes. On that inhale, straighten those legs. Exhale, that downward facing dog. On our next breath in, lift the heels, bending those knees, looking forward, walk or step your feet in between your thumbs as you exhale for a forward fold. Inhale, you'll lift up halfway, a flat back, fingertips either on the shin bones or on the outside edges of your thighs, but not the knees. Exhale, fold it all the way back down. Separating your feet, hip width distance, or maybe even wider today. Grab those elbows for ragdoll. Bend those knees generously. Sweep the heart, the head, side to side. Take a breath in. Let that breath go. Take another breath in. Let that breath go. Releasing the fingertips down to the mat. Take your stance out just a little bit wider, 2 to 3 inches. Bend your right knee. Take your right fingertips towards the top of the mat. And then inhale, extend and lift that left arm up towards the sky. On that exhale, that left hand is going to travel towards our right knee. As we bend the left knee, we straighten that right knee. Inhale, opposite switch. Bend the right knee, straighten the left leg. Left arm reaches up. Exhale, bend those knees the opposite way. Last time we inhale, lift up. And last time we exhale, thread through. On that next inhale, release the left fingertips down and we'll switch it out. Left knee bends, inhale, right arm goes up. Exhale, thread it through. The right leg is bending, the left knee is straight, the right hand travels to the left. Inhale, switch the bending of the knees, arm goes up. Exhale, switch the bending of the knees, the palm goes through. Last time we go up and down. Exhale. And then inhale, releasing that palm down towards the ground, taking that forward fold as you exhale. On our next breath in, lift up halfway. Walk your feet back towards one another, a soft bend of the knees, and you'll inhale, roll the vertebrae around and up. Sweep those arms up towards the sky, our palms kiss over our head. And exhale, the hands come into prayer and at our heart space. Draw a breath in, pull your shoulders up. Let that breath go, roll your shoulders down. Inhale, circle sweep those arms up towards the sky. Exhale, ribs are knit, elbow heads pull back, thumbs reach back as well. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Lower the palms down to the mat. Step back with that right foot. Pause there for a moment. Inhale, extend and lift that left arm up. Press the hips down. Feel that right heel reach back. Draw your right shoulder away from your ear. And then exhale, release the left fingertips down. Take your left foot, extend it to the back of the house for three-legged dog. Bending the knee, stacking hip over hip. As you stack hip over hip, press your heart towards this right leg and then trace a few circles with this left knee in one direction and then the opposite direction. Inhale, come into that three-legged dog extension. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, the heels lift. We roll the vertebrae forward on those knees if you'd like. Shoulders pull in, shoulders shrug back. Once more, on or off those knees. Exhale, reach to the crown of the head. Exhale, lower it all the way down. Slide your hands beyond your mat. Hook them back in like you have spider legs for your arms. Wiggle your hips if you need to. A tender back, the legs go wide. A good back, or where you feel good today, strong. Keep those thighs together. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. Draw the navel up and in. Inhale, lift up for your modified cobra. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. You do not have to lift super high. It can be half an inch or less or higher. Exhale, we release and lower down. Inhale, lift it all the way back up once more. Take your right shoulder, drop it to the center of your mat, looking over towards your left side, releasing those erectors or in that area through the shoulder blades. Inhale, come back to center. Opposite side, left shoulder down, looking over towards our right side. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, releasing the heart down. Lift your fingertips off the mat, a couple of circles if you need them, or little stars, and then bring those palms by your breastbone. Here's your strength. Pull your shoulders in, pull your elbows in, shrug your shoulders back. Look down at your mat. Curl your toes under, and if you can, try plank on the knees first to high plank off the knees. To exhale, downward facing dog, unless you want to travel to high plank without the knees on the plank or plank knees. Paddle out the feet, drawing a breath in, letting that breath go. On our next inhale, extend and lift that right leg up towards the sky, bending the knee and stacking hip over hip. As you stack the hips over one another, your right shoulder, your right armpit opens up, but I want you to draw and push it back. So close it down, press the heart towards the thigh, and then trace those big circles with your right knee in one direction and then the opposite direction. And then inhale, extend that right leg up for three-legged dog. Exhale, pull that right knee into your chest. Step that right foot in between your thumbs, assisted if you need to by grabbing the calf with that right hand. Inhale the breath, looking forward. Let that breath go. Keep your left fingertips down. Inhale, that right arm reaches up. Sink the hips low. Press through that back left heel. One more inhale. And then exhale, release your fingertips down. Look forward. As you look forward, either step your foot 1, 2, or 3 steps, or one big step as you exhale for a forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, melt it all the way down. Inhale, reverse and rise. Arms up to the sides, up to the sky. A breath in. Exhale, our elbows pull to the sides. Our heart opens up. Inhale, those arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. As we forward fold, this time step back with that left foot. As we step back with that left foot, plant those palms down. Step that right leg back for three-legged dog. And as you exhale, take that right knee, tap that right elbow, or at least look forward into that plank pose. Inhale, long leg. Exhale, take that right knee, go to the left side, look forward, stay strong through your core. Inhale, take the leg back. Exhale, pull that right knee in towards your chest, looking to the top, step the foot through. As you step that foot through, pivot your back foot into warrior 2 position, and then inhale with ease, with steadiness and strength, rise up for warrior 2. Your stance is not what I want you to focus on. What I want you to focus on is feeling strong. So allow this front knee to be bent at about a 90-degree angle or so, but align the knee with the ankle and the arms reach actively up. Pull the ribs in, drop the shoulders down, a breath in here, a breath out, back hand down, flip that right palm. Keep the stance as is, pull the shoulder away from the ear. Inhale, reverse that warrior. As you reverse that warrior, push to the blade of your left foot, lift your fingertips back. One more inhale here. And then exhale, extended side angle, forearm on the thigh. Cartwheel or extend that left arm up towards the sky. Bring the rib cage around, so you need to gently rotate your right rib cage towards center. Extend and lift the arm up. If you need more work this morning, take your left fingertips, reach it towards the top of the mat. Take your right fingertips, release from the forearm on that thigh, and reach forward. Rotate that heart open, draw a breath in. Let that breath go. Inhale, reverse that warrior. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to frame your front foot. As you frame that front foot, inhale, that right arm sweeps up. You can always modify by lowering the knee down to the mat if you'd like. On your exhale, release the hand down. If the knee is down, curl a toe, lift the knee, step back, three-legged dog. From that three-legged dog, you can always come into downward facing dog, but inhale, we'll roll into three-legged plank. From our three-legged plank, drop that right knee down, side plank, either releasing the right knee down or just spinning the blades of your feet over towards the edge of the mat. Draw a full breath in here. Exhale, release the breath. Work your way back into plank pose, elbows in, on or off those knees, crown forward. Exhale, we release the body down. Inhale, hands stay close to our breastbone, elbows pull back. You rise up for a little baby cobra. As you rise up for that baby cobra, shimmy the heart forward, lift the fingertips off the mat or light to little no weight on the tips of the fingers. One more inhale here. And then exhale, we lower down. Palms to our side, elbows tuck in, curl those toes under, plank on or off your knees to high plank. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Draw a breath in, let that breath go. Take another full breath in, and you'll let that breath go. On your next inhale, extending and lifting that left leg up towards the sky, bending the knee and stacking hip over hip. As the hips stack over one another, maybe you want a few more circles, or maybe this time you want to challenge yourself. So you walk those palms back just about an inch or two, and then cupcake or dome the left fingertips. Maybe the peace fingers now anchor into the mat. If you need to, align the shoulder with the wrist and maybe float the fingertips off the ground 2 seconds, 3 seconds, or nanoseconds. When you're ready, palm down, back into your three-legged dog. As you exhale, take this left knee, tap that left elbow. Inhale, extend that left leg long. Exhale, take that left knee, tap that right elbow. Inhale, extend the leg long. Exhale, pull the knee into the chest. Lift your right heel high, look forward. Step your foot in between your thumbs. Don't force it. Assist it if you need to, in between those thumbs. Leading your right fingertips down. Inhale, that left arm goes up. A breath in, the shoulders back. A breath out, one more breath in, and then exhale, releasing the hand down. As you release the hand down, warrior two, as you spin that back right foot into perpendicular area to the mat, and inhale, you cartwheel and rise up. As you cartwheel and rise up, draw a breath in. Let that breath go. Press through that back blade of your right foot. Keep that grip as your fingertips reach forward and the shoulders release away from the ears. One more inhale here and exhale here. Back hand down. Flip that left palm. Drop the shoulder away from the ear. Inhale, reverse that warrior. As you reverse the warrior, everything wants to push out and back, but you're strong. You're finding stability here. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, extended side angle, forearm on the thigh. Inhale, extend and lift that right arm up. Look down at your knee. Has your knee collided to where you can see the outside edge on the big toe for the big toe? If so, rotate the hip back, draw the femur into its hip socket and align that knee with your ankle. One last breath in, and then extending. If you didn't already extend, both arms towards the front. As the arms come to the front, the shoulder on this right side wants to dip down. Rotate it open. Breathe big, inhale. Let that breath go. Inhale, reverse, release. Exhale, cartwheel your hands to come down, framing that left foot as the fingertips stay down. Take a breath in, let that breath go. Inhale, slide that left leg back, three-legged dog. From three-legged dog, three-legged plank. From that three-legged plank, bend the knee, drop the knee down for side plank, or spin the blades over towards your left, your choice. You have many options. Breathe in through the nose here. Breathe out of the nose here. One more breath in and then exhale. Your hand goes down. Step back into your high plank. On or off those knees. We'll exhale to lower all the way down once more or halfway if you'd like. Then inhale, lift your chest up for that upward facing dog or even your cobra first. Breathe in. Shoulders drop away from the ears. Look about 5 feet in front of you. Let that breath go. Then slowly begin to tuck the chin towards the chest, press through your palms, lift the kneecaps off the earth, pull the belly up and in, untuck your toes, exhale, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in here. Let that breath go. Take one more giant breath here and let that breath go. We'll release those knees down to the mat. Big toes together, hips slide towards the heels as we bow our heart down. Maybe stacking the hands or stacking the fists so that you can release any tension or just feel good. It's not necessarily even tension. It's just to find that comfort zone for yourself, for your breath. Breathe in fully though. Let that breath go completely. 2 more, breath in and breath out. Last one, big inhale. And that big exhale. On our next inhale, rise back up into that tabletop position. Bring those knees to line with the hips, curling the toes under, lifting the knees off the mat. Exhale, tilt the hips up for downward facing dog. In that downward facing dog, inhale, extend and lift that right leg up towards the sky, bending your knees, stack hip over hip. Walk the hands if you'd like, 1 to 2 to 3 inches closer towards your foot. Cupcake or dome, your right fingertips. Stay strong through this left shoulder. Stay strong through your pelvic floor muscle, perineum, and core. Peace fingers now onto the mat if you can. Active right thigh. Lift the hand off the mat. One side's always easier. It's like we told our brain what was going to happen, and so it's aware. One more inhale, and then palm down as you exhale. Extend and lift that right leg up towards the sky. Breath in. And as you exhale, take that right knee, kiss that right elbow. Inhale, extend the leg nice and long. Exhale, cross it over towards that left side. Inhale, take it nice and long. And then exhale, right knee in towards the heart, doming the spine. Step that foot in between your thumbs. Pivot your back foot for warrior two stance. And inhale, we'll cartwheel and rise up for our warrior two. As we rise up for our warrior two, reach actively. Back hand down, flipping that right palm. Inhale, reverse our warrior. As we reverse our warrior, we're rolling the shoulders away from our ears. We're sinking and grounding ourselves through the soles of our feet. One more breath here. And then exhale, extended side angle, forearm on the thigh. Left arm goes up. As the left arm goes up, if your shoulder's tender, bring your hand to your hip or take that core challenge. Both arms reach towards the front. If you're up a little higher and you're still feeling it, that's fine. Don't force it. A breath in, a breath out. One more. Let that breath go. Then inhale, reverse that warrior. Straighten your front leg. As you straighten that front leg, make sure you're not hyperextending the knee, but instead you're engaging the quad, and then those arms come parallel. As the arms come parallel, maybe you look over towards that left edge of your mat and then just beyond your fingers on the right hand. Reach the fingertips forward. Try not to send this left arm too far back, but tick-tock to a 6 and to a 12, or windmill those hands somewhere in that vicinity. Rotate this right hip open, or rotate it towards this center area as you open the left hip. Breath in, breath out. Another breath in, and that breath out. On our next inhale, reverse the warrior. Rebend that right knee, trace that right thumb back. Exhale, cartwheel those hands to frame that front foot. Pause here as you frame that front foot. Walk your hands a foot forward, and now take standing split. As you take that standing split, you have a soft bend in your right knee. You're actively lifting that left heel up. You're bowing your chest down. If you'd like a challenge, maybe you begin to wrap that right hand around your right foot, and then maybe that left hand around that right ankle as well, or it stays anchored. You're here for just one more breath in, and that breath out. If you're holding onto your ankle, release, fingertips back down to the mat. Inhale, we lift up halfway. As we lift up halfway, go ahead and take this left foot, cross it over towards that right side. We're bending both knees as we take a curtsy, and inhale, we lift it up. In our curtsy, the palms kiss, the hands come into prayer at our heart space. Modify, come up tall instead. Modify, come into chair, your choice. Draw a breath in, let that breath go. Draw another breath in. Let that breath go. Last one, breath in. Let that breath go. Twist open now. You have two different options. Your elbow can tuck over towards, left elbow towards that right side, or if you prefer, hands on the hip, hand on your thigh. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more. Wherever you're at, inhale, the palms come back into prayer, and we'll exhale, release the fingertips down, coming back into our standing split. As you come into that standing split, exhale, tuck that left knee in, step that left foot forward for your forward fold. Inhale, you'll rise up halfway. Exhale, you'll melt it all the way back down. Inhale, reverse and rise, circle sweeping those arms to the sides, up to the sky. Exhale, pull the heads of the elbows down, lift the heart up. Inhale, those arms reach up, and exhale, we'll forward fold. If you've been practicing with me and you've been in some of my classes where we've been doing the hop back or that float back into chaturanga, and you're comfortable doing that, go for it. Otherwise, I'm just going to break it down a tiny bit more. So palms go down, knees have to bend, heels have to lift up. You have to feel strong through your shoulders. So shoulders need to align with the wrists. You have to grip your fingers into the mat. Lift the tailbone up, shine the heart forward, and then 90-degree angle with those elbows tucked in, tops of the feet press to the earth. Lift the heart up for your upward facing dog. Otherwise, step back, right foot, left foot. And then exhale, tilt the hips up, round that spine. Exhale into downward facing dog. Big belly breath in. Big belly breath out. If you need a woo-wee or something, go for it. Big inhale through your nose here. Big exhale out. One more, solid breath in. Solid breath out. On our next inhale, we'll extend and lift that left leg up towards the sky, bending the knees, stacking hip over hip. If you know you want to flip that dog, lift your right heel high, bend that right knee if you need to, maybe even lower than normal, so that you can spin your body around and you can align this right shoulder with the right wrist, and you flip the dog as you extend and reach that left arm over to the front of the room, or maybe to your heart. Knees are bent. One more breath in. One more breath out. Prep breath in, knees bend deeper, hips lower down if you need to. Pivot back, extend for three-legged dog. A breath in. And as you exhale, take that left knee, kiss that left elbow. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, take it to that right elbow. Inhale, take it back. And then exhale, bring your knee in towards your heart, lift the heel high. Take your time as you step this left foot in between your thumbs. Breath in. Breath out, pivot that back foot for warrior two, and then inhale, cartwheel and lift it up. You got it. Beautiful job, everyone. Extend those arms actively, sit the hips low, backhand down, flip that left palm, inhale, reverse it. Try not to shift the weight back and forth. Instead, anchor yourself. Beautiful. Breath here. Breath out. Another inhale. And then exhale, extended side angle. Forearm on the thigh. Lift that right arm all the way up. Rotate or open the shoulder. Rotate and open your right hip. Not necessarily that it's pulling away from the left, but there's that soft rotation of like a cement truck, just turning a tiny bit. If you want to take the extension, extend the arm towards the front. If you need a little bit more, lift up, take both arms forward. Just don't allow this left knee to collapse. Keep that left leg strong. A breath in, a breath out. Last one. Let that breath go. Then inhale, reverse the warrior. To exhale, cartwheeling the hands. Excuse me, don't cartwheel those hands. Straighten that left leg. And then exhale, arms parallel. Engage the quad. Feel it lift up. Fingertips reach towards the front. Tick-tock to your triangle pose. Do your best not to hyper or overextend this right shoulder. Keep it in line like you're lifting or reaching up towards a light bulb. One more inhale here. And exhale here. Inhale, reverse. Bend that left knee, cartwheel the thumb back. And now we can exhale, cartwheel those hands to frame that left foot. We lift that right heel off the mat. We look forward, hands take a step to the top of the mat as we come into our standing split. As we come into our standing split, we actively reach and extend this right leg up towards the sky as we bow our chest down. Option to wrap the hands around this left ankle. If you have anything around you that allows you to touch or anchor your right toes into the ground or into your furniture, go for it. Take a breath in. Let that breath go. If your hands are around your ankle, release, fingertips back down to the mat. A soft bend in that right knee. Inhale, we rise up halfway. Let that breath go. Go ahead and curtsy step your right foot over towards this left side. Bend those knees as much as you need to, or chair pose. Inhale, arms reach up. Palms together, hands at prayer as we sink low. You're here for 3 inhales and exhales. If you have a variation you enjoy, know that this is for you to enjoy your moment, be creative, be that teacher within. Another 2 inhales. Really, it should be just one. Last one, breath in. Let that breath go. Now, if you're ready to twist open, thighs come together, core is strong. You'll either exhale, take that right elbow towards this left thigh, or bring those hands to your hips if you're having any issues with that low spine. Don't allow the knee to tilt too much. Maybe fix your toes. One more breath here. Letting that breath go, then inhale back into that curtsy and exhale back into our standing split with pure control. Start to straighten that left leg and that right leg extends back. One more inhale here. And as you exhale, pull that right knee in, step that right foot forward, exhale for your forward fold. From that forward fold, inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, melt it all the way down. Inhale, reverse and rise. Sweep those arms to the sides, to the sky. Palms will kiss. And as we exhale, hands come into prayer and at our heart space. Draw a full breath in. Let it go. Take one more if you need it. Let it go. As we work our way into Malasana, you can inhale, circle sweep if you'd love that. And then exhale, head to the elbows, pull down. Inhale, arms reach up. Soft bend of those knees. We'll exhale. Release the frame down. Step your right foot out towards that right edge of your mat. Step your left foot out towards that left side of the mat. Bend those knees generously. Wiggle those hips if you need to side. Begin to lower your hips all the way down. I know I had a student maybe a week or so ago, ask for crow. And I know that some of us are always striving, trying to build more strength within our body. And if today is one of those days where you feel really strong, I'm going to go ahead and offer that crow pose, and I'll break it down so that you can begin those first steps. If you're like, I don't want to do that, just stay right here. Come into child's pose. That's the beauty about your practice. It's your practice. So you get to do what feels right for you. So if you're taking that crow pose and you're in Malasana, a couple of things you can do. Some people like to perch themselves up. So I'm going to teach it that way because I've taught it a couple of ways. And so today I'm going to teach it by perching up. So I'm going to step my feet onto a prop, a block, whether it's a book. Just make sure it's not slick or slippery, because that's dangerous for you. Extend your arms forward so they're not in line with the shoulders yet, but they will be. So those palms reach forward. Your index finger and your thumb are creating this L, right? So you're gripping into the pads. And if you face plant, just make sure you have a blanket there. And the odds of me face planting today are high. So if I do, we'll just laugh it off. Lift the hips up, bend those elbows, work the weight of the body forward. Maybe just lift one toe off that block and slide back. Set it up once more. Slide forward. Maybe lift the opposite toe off the mat or off that block and slide it back. Then maybe now you're like, I've got that connection through my pelvic floor or my perineum and through my core. So now you can lift up, slide forward. Those knees rest lightly on those triceps. Keep reaching. If you're looking at your toes, you're going to fall. So you have to look forward like you're peeking your head out of a shell. One more breath here. And then if you can, with control, drop down, maybe back into Malasana, maybe back into something different. If you'd like that child's pose, come into child's pose. If you want to stay here in Malasana, stay here in Malasana. We're here for 2 inhales, so you get to dictate what you need. A breath in and a breath out. One more. And we'll let that breath go. If you're still in yogi squat, release the fingertips down. Inhale, lift those hips up. Exhale, you're in your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, work it down. If you're in child's pose, meet me when you're ready, wherever you'd like. Inhale, rise all the way up. Sweep those arms up to the sides, up to the sky. Our palms will kiss. And we'll exhale, bring our hands into prayer and heart space. Closing our eyes, we'll draw a breath in. We'll let that breath go. Only when you're ready, inhale, sweep those arms up. Exhale, elbows down. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Decide if you want that last plank push-up in the float back, which is chaturanga, which means elbows are at that 90-degree angle, and you follow it with your cobra or upward facing dog, or if you prefer, step back, right foot, left foot, plank pose, elbows in, on or off those knees, halfway down or all the way down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog, shoulders away from our ears. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lower those knees to the mat, and we're all taking child's pose. Wide legs or wide knees, big toes together. Catch your breath here. So if you feel like you're out of breath, draw a cleansing breath in. Sigh that breath out. Maybe 2 more. Letting it go. And last one. Now you have a few options that I like to offer. Typically, I offer figure 4 or pigeon on our back, but today I'd love to offer that variation from downward facing dog. But for any reason your body is not wanting that, it's just not feeling it, it's okay. Come onto your back and you'll cross that right ankle over the left quad. Otherwise, we're going to inhale, rise back up into tabletop, tucking those toes, lifting our knees, exhale into our downward facing dog. On our inhale, we'll extend and lift that right leg up. If you flipped on that opposite side for the left side, maybe you want to balance it out, which this is where I was going to offer it. Start to work the weight of the body, bend the knee, cross and step. Both knees are bent, stack left shoulder over left wrist, and then inhale, lift it up. When you're ready, you'll exhale, lower it back down, protect your body. It can be slow. Extend and lift that right leg up, and now exhale, right knee to the right wrist, ankle goes to the left wrist. Your leg is as parallel as your body can get it today. No more, no less. Maybe less if you need it. Walk that back foot, left leg back. Top of that left foot is on the mat. Look behind you. If your toes look wonky, can you align yourself? Look forward, release the left hip down. If for any reason you have a large amount of space on your right glute, sit on a blanket. That's going to help you find more ease. If you're on your back, enjoy it. Take a breath in. And then exhale. We start to fold the body forward. You're beginning to release the chest on this right shin bone. If you cannot release the crown down to the ground, don't force it. Stack your fist instead, or bring that block or that book or that blanket. Wherever you're at, you're enjoying the breath here. Notice how with your breath, you can find a little more ease in your body. And if your body is screaming, take me out of this, be patient. Patience is probably one of the hardest thing for me, perhaps for some of you as well. But be patient here. Focus on that breath instead of the thought of needing to move from here, especially if it's just because this stirs the pot in your body versus if there's a sensation of discomfort and pain, then come out of it quickly, immediately. If you're into going into that mermaid variation, that's the next offering. But if you want to stay here in this figure 4 pigeon on the earth, stay where you're at. Otherwise, palms down. Inhale, we begin to lift our heart up. Curling the back toes, you'll look over that left shoulder. As you look over that left shoulder, curl that left heel. Don't let yourself get a little Charlie horse, so don't force it because that hamstring can get really tight really quick. But if you can connect your hand to your ankle, your toe, or even grab your towel or that strap, go ahead. Point the toes up towards the sky. As you point those toes up towards the sky, breath in, breath out. You can slide the foot down to the crease of the forearm and the bicep or any other place that it feels right for you. You can even float that right hand off the ground. Take a breath in here. Wherever you're at, let that breath go. Last one. And then we'll exhale, release. If you are still on your back, you're going to switch it out. Maybe come into happy baby and then switch out. Everyone else, inhale, rise up, palms on the ground, tucking the left toes. Walk that left knee forward so that you can hug this right leg into your body. Once you hug that right leg into your body, 3-legged dog, and either downward facing dog and paddle it out or circles to bring back that blood flow. Take a full breath in. Let that breath go. One more breath in and let that breath go. Then from downward dog, if you're in downward dog, left leg goes up. And as you exhale, left knee behind the left wrist, ankle to that right side. If you're on your back, you're crossing the opposite way. You have your left ankle crossed over that right one. Work the body down. Begin to wiggle those hips. Let yourself know it's okay, that you're safe. Breath in, fingertips on the earth. No wonky legs if possible. And then exhale. Begin to fold your heart forward. It's typical practice for people to say that we store our emotions in the hip area. Perhaps there's some truth to that. Perhaps this is why you feel those sensations of either comfort or maybe it's not so comforting. That's why I invite you and I ask you to just slow down, take your time, breathe in, breathe out, focus on that breath that enters the body. Make sure that you're flexing the left toes if you didn't flex them. Even if your shin isn't parallel to the mat, we can do other things to allow our body to be in a more comfortable state. 2 more inhales here. And that last inhale, either staying here or rising up for that mermaid variation. Mermaid, palms down to the ground, heart begins to lift. We look over that right shoulder. We curl our right heel towards our body, and that might be it. It could be that you can extend and reach back. It could be that you're like, that's not working today, so you just allow yourself to rise up instead. So offering different variations based on where you're at, and even on the side that you're at. Although we try to mimic everything from side to side, sometimes that balance is the unbalance. So wherever you're at, breath in, breath out. Last one. Letting it go. Inhale, we release. Exhale, our fingertips are down on the mat. If you're on your back, stay on your back because that's where we're going. If you're still playing with your mermaid variation, continue to play with that mermaid variation. But when you're ready, your palms are down on the mat. You curl your right toes. You walk that right knee forward until you're able to pull that left leg into your body and float back into that 3-legged dog for mobility or blood flow, or even that downward facing dog and releasing the hips right side to left side. If you're on your back, stay on your back. We're about to meet you there. As we exhale, we'll all release the knees down, either cross those legs behind us so that we can roll our buns back, or just sweep your legs back and around. Legs go forward. As those legs go forward, we're taking 3 low boats, high boats. So if you're on your back, inhale, rise up, or stay in happy baby. Arms to the sides, heart lifted up, toes on or off the mat, core is strong. Make sure your back doesn't feel compromised. Inhale, low boat, long legs if you'd like. Exhale, high boat. Inhale, low boat. Exhale, high boat. Last one, you got this. Yes, you do. You got it. Lift, 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 lift. Bend those knees. Roll your back onto the mat. Let your head, let your back rest on the mat as those knees tuck into the body. And you can either let the soles of the feet come down to the mat or your hands rest on the kneecaps or shin bones. Release that low spine. Breathe in through the nose and say an ah. Out of the nose if you need. We'll begin to release and lower the soles of our feet down as we take 3 bridges, palms down to our sides, heels in line with the knees, not forcing the heels towards our glutes, but we are aligning. Fingertips actively reaching towards our toes, although we know they won't reach just yet. On that inhale, pelvic floor perineum muscle engaged, looking directly up towards the sky, the hips lift up. If you want to lift your glutes up a little bit, this will allow the shoulders to shrug in. It does not necessarily mean that you want to interlace your hands, but you've lifted up so that you're on that upper portion of your back. One more inhale here, everyone. And then slide the shoulders out. Exhale, release the back down. Separate the feet, windshield wiper those legs from side to side. Come back to center. We'll set up for our second bridge. You're ready? Palms down. Inhale. We press and lift up. Use the hands if you need, or don't if you don't need to. Reach through the crown of the head. Feel the shoulders away from the ears. You're squeezing the glutes. You're strong through your core. Last breath here. And exhale, we take it down. Decompress that low spine. Swaying the legs or stillness, maybe even a good morning stretch, or knees tuck in towards the body. Just make sure your back feels good. Last one, palms down. Inhale, lift it up. Reach, reach, reach as you lift up. Actively feel the thighs up towards the sky, the glutes contracting. Your breath is fluid. Long inhale. Deep exhale. Last long inhale. And then exhale. We let the body come back down. Release the low spine. And then we'll go ahead and find center, bringing those knees in towards our body. As we bring those knees in towards our body, we can rock side to side. Little happy baby action when you're ready. Draw those knees in towards the armpits. Extend your feet up towards the ceiling. And sometimes some people like to grip underneath, and that's okay too. What's accessible to you or for you in this moment? Again, you get to be creative. From your happy baby, if you'd like legs directly up towards the sky or that waterfall, or you have your couch and you want to drape them over the couch, or you just want to find that length and extend them. But if you're still content and happy baby, continue to allow the body to find that fun, playfulness, that relief, and that happy baby. Otherwise, you can meet me right here. Sometimes the legs get shaky, but this is just allowing the hips to release. You're not forcing anything in any direction. You're just letting gravity do a lot of the work for you. Some people like to point their toes or flex their toes. Some of us prefer or like or enjoy a shoulder stand. My only thing that I ask with shoulder stand is, if you haven't done it in a while, maybe you send me a message so I can break it down even more so than I plan to today. But if that's the case, I like to pull my knees in, let my hands rest to my sides. I make sure that I only look up at the sky, not to the right, not to the left, because that compromises my neck. I have to have strength with my core and my pelvic floor muscles so that I can tilt, support my back, pull my elbows in, and lift my toes up. Sometimes it's a little more like this, where your hips are a little further out, but if you can really walk your hands to mid-back, where you'll gain a little more support. If this feels uncomfortable, please don't look to the right or to the left. Again, that compromises your cervical spine. Shoulders are away from the ears. One more breath here. And if you are up, start to slide your hands down to your hips, down to your glutes, bend those knees, work the vertebrae down. I usually like to lift my head up for support. Bring my head down. Let my feet rest on the mat. Arms reach out to the sides. A typical counter pose is for you to take a little back bend, but you can also stay still, or you can windshield wiper those legs from side to side. Coming back to center. We'll let the knees come into our heart as our arms reach out. Supine twist as we begin to wrap up our day, our practice this morning. Inhaling through the nose. And exhale, let those knees fall over towards the right. Extend that left arm out to the left side as the left shoulder anchors into the earth. Looking directly up towards the ceiling or over towards that left side, or even to the right if there's anything going on where your gaze just doesn't feel appropriate to look in the opposite direction. Take a breath in. Open mouth sigh, let it go. You'll inhale, come back to center. You'll exhale to switch it out. Knees fall over towards that left side now. Extend the right fingertips towards that right side. Relax that right shoulder down on the earth. Big full inhale through your nose. And if you need to sigh it out, sigh it out. Otherwise, out of the mouth, out of the nose, your option. One more inhale here. And that exhale here. And then we'll inhale, look back up towards the ceiling, retract those knees back towards center, aligning our spine. Wrapping those arms around our legs or around our hamstrings, we can give ourselves a nice tight squeeze. Smile, have gratitude. And then inhale, we release, and exhale, we find our final resting place of Shavasana. Take up as much space as your body needs this morning, as much as you can allow yourself to have. So the heels are to the corners of the mat or beyond, the arms are to your sides, unless you have a different preference. But as you enjoy these next few moments for yourself, this gift of time you granted this morning, let all thoughts go if possible. We'll begin by taking a collective breath together, and we'll sigh to let it go. Let the body be at peace here. Let the mind be at ease, and let the heart find love. Bringing awareness back to your space, back to your physical presence. Begin by taking that full breath in through your nose and sighing it out. Invite gentle movement back into your body as you wiggle your toes, your wrists, ankles. Let your head rock side to side, awakening the neck and the spine. And as you take this next inhale, maybe take that big good morning stretch, find a yawn in you, releasing our throat chakra for more words of love. speaking our kind truth. And then as you exhale, curl everything back into a small ball and roll over towards your right side. Guide yourself into a comfortable seated position, facing anywhere towards the front of the room or front of your room, your camera. Letting your palms come into prayer and at your heart space. We'll begin to rub our palms together, creating soft friction and warmth in between them. It can be slow, it can be fast. And then when you're ready, you'll pause. With that heat, you'll cover those eyes with those palms. You'll breathe in through your nose. And you'll let that breath go. We'll remove our hands from the eyes and let the hands resonate at our heart space in prayer. We'll exhale and bow to one another. The divine in me salutes, bows to, and honors the divine love and light in each of you. Thank you for allowing me this time with each of you this morning. It's been an honor. From my heart to yours. Namaste.